Hello boys and girls, this is chapter 12.4. We're talking about histograms. Our objective today is I can find a histogram. Obviously, the first thing you need to know is what a histogram is. If you have a large number of data values, it is helpful to group the data into intervals. Intervals are like when you see 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, when you have a group of numbers kind of in its own little set. A histogram is a bar graph that shows the frequency of data in intervals. We learned about frequency in our last lesson, which is how often the data happens. And then it's in intervals, but it's presented in a bar graph. Unlike a bar graph, though, there are no gaps between the bars in a histogram. There's no spaces here. They're all just right sandwiched close together. Okay? So looking at this histogram here, you have the age groups in years that have M&M as their favorite candy. So if you just look at it, can you see which age group likes candy as M&Ms, or M&Ms as their favorite candy the most? You'll notice it's the tallest one. 16 to 20-year-olds like M&Ms the most. And the lowest number is 0 to 5, probably because babies really shouldn't eat M&Ms. I just got this off of Google, so that's where this came from. But this is a histogram again. These intervals show the frequency of how many people said those answers, and they're in a bar graph type format. So let's start with this first question. This histogram, right here, shows the ages of winners of the Academy Award for Best Actor from 1990 to 2009. How many winners were under 40 years old? Abigail. So take a look at your chart. Now, first of all, can you see what's the most common age for winners? Hopefully you said the most common age for winners is going to be right here between 40 to 49-year-olds. That's the most common age. The least common age is 20 to 29-year-olds. Okay? And then it looks like these other ones, it's a lot of 30 to 39, some 50 to 59, and less 60 to 69-year-olds. So in order to find out how many winners are under the age of 40, we need to look at the height of the bar graph. Oh, we already did that. How many winners were 29 to 29 years old? So looking at our chart, we have 20 to 29, and there's only one winner. So I'm going to put that in. There's one winner from 20 to 29. Which other bar represents people under 40? Can you see? Right here. This is the other bar that represents the people under 40. And how many winners are 30 to 39? Looks like 6. Oops, let's put 30 to 39 on here. Sorry, fill this out as we go. So in order to find out how many were under 30, looks like we had 1 that was 20 to 29, plus 6 that were 30 to 39, equals 7 winners under the age of 40. And that is truly as simple as this is. Okay? So, again, I looked at right here. I wanted to go all of these that are under the age of 40. So looking at these two graphs, I did 1 plus 6 gives me 7 winners under the age of 40. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit more in-depth for you. This table shows the ages of winners of the Academy Award for Best Actress from 1986 to 2009. How many of these winners were under 40 years old? So last one was Best Actor, this one's Best Actress. An actor is a boy, an actress is a girl. Okay, so we're going to first of all look at a frequency table. Remember, that's what we did yesterday. So I'm going to pull out a red tally marker, and it tells me already that on this table of data, there's 20 through 29, there's 7 20 through 29-year-olds. So I already know that one, but I'm just going to start doing some tally marks next to these. So 45, make a mark there, 21, 41, 26. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to finish doing what I'm doing here, but you don't have to watch, so it won't make the video as long. So I'll finish this and then be back. Okay, so I finished marking all of my tallies. And I wanted to just double check my work for the 20 through 29-year-olds. It looks like I have 5 plus 2 would give me 7 here. My 30-year-olds, I had 5 and 10. My 40 to 49 was 5. I had 0, 50 to 59, 1, 60 to 69, 0, 70 to 79, 1, 80 to 89. So there's my frequency table. Okay. Now I've copied the slide because now I'm going to take my frequency table and put it onto my histogram. Now they've already done a bit of it for me. They graphed 20 to 29. They put it up here to 7. 30 to 39 they did to 10. 40 to 49 they did to 5. Now 50 to 59 is 0, so I'm going to leave that blank. 60 to 69, I want it to be 1. So I'm going to come up here, kind of fill this in. Whoops. Let's see if I can do this well. 70 to 79 is 0, and 80 to 89 is 1. Man, they did all the fun part for us. We just had to do the ones there. And that's the rest of the histogram. Okay, so using this frequency table made my histogram really easy to make. Alright, here's your try it option. So you're going to first of all complete the frequency table for the age data in the table at the right. Whoops, where's my laser? There it is. Okay, so use these numbers here, finish the frequency table, and then put it onto the histogram over on this side. So go ahead and get started on this. You don't need to write down this number in your notebook, but I do want to see the frequency table and a histogram in your notebook. Alright, so I hope the first thing you did is you went through, and they already gave you your intervals for you. I think that's the hardest part personally. And let's go ahead and put some tally marks. 21, 25. So this part I think is pretty simple and straightforward. It's kind of just sorting your data so that you can see what you have. Another way we would do this is with a dot plot. I like the frequency tables. I think they're pretty easy to use. Okay, almost done here. Abigail. 22. There we go. 31. Perfect. So it looks like I had 2, 6, 5, and 2. Now, in order to do my histogram, I think I can enlarge this picture here. Kind of awkward there. Okay. I want to first of all write my intervals at the bottom. 10 to 19, and 20 to 29. To write small enough that they'll all fit. And 40 to 49. Barely. Almost didn't fit. Then I'm going to color them in. Let's do blue. First part I need 2. I'm going to give myself a thicker marker here. You okay, Felicity? Ah! Where'd my numbers go? There we go. Sorry, the baby made a weird sound. Okay. So, 2. Remember, they're going to be right close together. I'm going to fill these in. And then 20 to 29 should be 6. And you can do different colors if you want to. You do not have to, though. And we have 5. Remember, they're close together because the histogram doesn't have any gaps. 40 to 49 is 2. And that, boys and girls, is as simple as it is to draw a histogram. So looking at your histogram, think to yourself, which age group has the most number of people at the health club? Hopefully you can see it's 20 to 29-year-olds. The least number would be, well, it looks like it would be tied between 10 to 19 and 40 to 49. Okay, if you have any questions on histograms, please make sure you ask the teacher or the substitute or the aide, whoever's there today. And then I have 3 review problems before the end of today. Actually, there might be 4. I think there's only 3 though. So, first of all, go ahead and try this one. This is a review of dot plots. The number of runs scored by a baseball team in 20 games is given below. Draw a dot plot of the data and use it to find the most common number of runs scored in a game. Go ahead and draw your dot plot in your notebook, and you don't have to draw the data set, but do draw the dot plot, okay? And then answer the question. Okay, I went ahead and put my data onto my dot plot. They're not perfect circles, sorry, but it looks like my tallest stack was my 3s here. So the most common number of runs scored in a game is 3 runs per game. Okay, let's try another one. So here you have, the table shows the length of the songs played by a radio station during a 90-minute period. Alicia is making a histogram of the data. What frequency should she use to show the interval of 160 to 169 seconds? Is it A4, B5, C6, or D7? Go ahead and pause your video and answer the question. Alright, and here I've gone ahead and solved the problem. I circled how many are between the interval of 160 to 169, and there were 5. So the frequency was 5, and I answered B. The last one for you. Terry checks the temperature at dawn and at dusk every day for a week for a science project. How many observations did he make if he is checking it this often? Go ahead and write down this problem and your answer. Please write down not just the letter, but also the number next to it. Okay. The answer here is 14. Now, if you're like me and my husband, who both said 7, the reason it's not 7 is because he's checking it at dawn and dusk. So that's 2 times per day, and there's 7 days in a week, equaling 14 observations. Alright, and that's the end of your videos for this, this section of the chapter. So make sure that you go back, you do your practice, you do your homework, and that you ask any questions if you have them. I hope you guys have a great day of learning.